people who are practicing spirituality or who are practicing raising the consciousness and trying to find the divinity within themselves and find the God, existence of God, and trying to reach the different dimension other than the just physical body and mental and emotional dimensions, some other dimension, there is spiritual dimension. And those people who are exploring this, who are having the curiosity in just finding this new point of life, for them, this video is dedicated. And I want to mention some of the special things that you need to do when you are in the public, when you are in the at the workplace, or you may be at college, you may be at anywhere outside where the public are getting interfered with you. So at that place, you need to keep some things in your mind. Some things you need to keep in mind. So what I meant is that when you are around the people, when you are vicinity around the people's negative energy, because 99% of the people out there don't have any spiritual powers, any divinity. They are just walking dead bodies. This is the truth. Even though if you are not agreeing, but this is the truth. When you are going outside, there'll be a lot of negative energies, negative forces, there'll be just haters. There'll be a lot of miserable people around you, because they themselves are not satisfied with their life. They have their own problems. They are entangled with their own problems. They are just got buried in the graveyard, being alive and walking dead like a zombies. They just want to destroy other people's peace. They just want to, and it's obvious because they have no option other than that, right? When they see the people who are just happy, who are just peaceful, who are just their control, and who are just at the exceptional level in their life, they will just try to pull them down. And that's the natural habit of people. Even if I was in their place, even I would have done the same thing. But fortunately, I met God. I met these great people in life that just took me to another level, and I have been in the influence of those great people and great saints and very remarkable people who have achieved extraordinary success in their life. When I say success, it doesn't mean the physical success or worldly success. No, the success from the spiritual point of view. So I read their books, I've been in their influence for a long time, and I have achieved. My life is also got that flow, just like those great people. Even my life goes through that in that form. Okay, and so when you are public, what I'm telling is that first thing you need to do is don't look at the random people's face. Don't look at the random people's face. Avoid looking at their face because there's a reason. I'm not being rude. I'm not being very egoistic or something like that. No. Being a spiritual person, people, you need to consider the fact that reality is that most of people are not consciously awakened. They are not in the awareness level. They are just living in their least part of their life from the consciousness point of view. And they are infected with fear, insecurities. Their fear is just eating them up. Their insecurities is just eating them up. And they are just, I don't know, they are miserable in their life. And they have actually nothing. They are trying. On contrary, the life is just tucked in the piece of shit. I don't know. But on contrary, they will try to pull you down to their level. And it's obvious. So when this is the reality, when this is the case, what you have to do is that just don't look at their face. Avoid looking at their face, people's face, the public faces of the public. Don't make eye contact with the random guys out there, because you will eventually attract their negative powers into you. So there is the main problem. You will just attract their negative energies into you, and they are just if they know, first and foremost, they automatically get triggered by the divine person. So it's obvious that they will be troubling you later on, even though they are not knowing you physically. They might be at socially, even the socially they are strangers, but still they have some conflict with you. They will have that intimidating time, just like I explained in the previous videos. They will have that intimidating effect on them. Their vibrational levels, our vibrational levels will not match up. So there will be a conflict between the two people, even though we are dealing with the strangers. So in this case, what I get it is just don't look at. I mean, at most you need to avoid looking the maximum people's face as much as possible. It's not possible it's not possible 100% when you are dealing with the people, when you are dealing with the outside world. It's not possible 100%, but still you got to make sure that you will be not looking at the people's faces. You will not do the eye contact with these idiot bastards who are out there. Okay, they will just try to ruin your peace. They will just try to ruin your divinity inside you. and it's obvious, and you got to understand it. It's not that they are devils or some monsters or something like that, because considering the fact a spiritual person is considered as a divine person. He is the most intelligent person. He has that sense of understanding every aspect of life. So when this is a true, you got to understand this too, that you don't have to get influenced with these outside people who are just very at their very low standard in their life. Okay, so avoid looking at those people. So here the actual meaning of casteism comes here. Okay, so caste in the Indian system, in Indian tradition, there is a caste system, right? So when this caste system comes, it's not assigned by birth. This is the usually a big misconception. It's not assigned by birth. It is assigned by the deeds of a person. A person, what does a person do? Based on that, the caste are being determined. A Shudra, a Brahman. A Shudra is that person who is mentally miserable, who is mentally infected with the mental diseases, with the emotional diseases. They are emotionally broken. Their spiritual energy is like nothing. They have zero spiritual energy, zero divinity. They are full of insecurities. They are full of fear, and they are just running here and there like a zombies, like a walking dead bodies. So you gotta consider, you gotta understand this fact, okay? And make sure that you are not coming into their influence, and you are not affecting your powers, your positive powers, okay? So the thing is that, what I mean is that avoid at maximum, you avoid looking at these people's face, right onto their face, and making eye contact. Most of the general public, especially I am going into general public, so when I meet people, so there are the hundreds of people I gotta meet and talk. So maximum there will be an influence with the people. So my piece is, there will be a time where there's a little bit of instability, because you are dealing with those people who are mentally unstable, who are mentally damaged, who are emotionally damaged, whose energy is at the lowest point. You're dealing with those people. So there is a strong possibility that your peace will just a little bit here and there disturb, like a little bit. It's not, but it's up to you whether you are allowing it to disturb yourself or not. But there are possibilities that you'll get disturbed, but it's up to you whether you are allowing their garbage into you or not. It's your choice. So my choice is always to improve myself every now and then, understand the people's problems, and just move on with the greater force, and just try to avoid those negative forces, negative peoples, negative personalities those people who are not least bothered of developing themselves, and they will try to pull you down to their level as well. And it's the natural tendency to do that. If you read old Vedas, scriptures, there is a lot of mention of this such kind of Shudra people. Shudra means very low quality people. Their mentality is just falling down. So I'm talking about from the deed perspective, okay, not from the by birth, okay. So caste system is very it is relevant at this age as well, but it doesn't mean that you should be like differentiating people, and those, because of the lot of the concept of caste system has changed over the years. Since the medieval times, our nation has got attacked by the Mughals, 800 years, then 350 years of British rule, and this thing. So the caste system and all those concepts has been taken the wrong way. But from the spiritual point of view, the caste system means that a person who has a low degraded spiritual energy is a Shudra, and who has reached the highest point, the peace, the enlightenment, at the extreme part of the consciousness bar, at the extreme high level. So they have developed themselves, they have sacrificed a lot of things, literally everything they sacrificed to reach at that level, to improve their mental state from within. Then in order to improve, they have sacrificed everything. They have sacrificed like everything to reach at that point. And it's not a simple thing, it's not a cheap thing, it's not just material success, it's not just something which is readily available. You gotta develop it by yourself each and every day. There's a consistency, there's need of consistency, there's need of focus, power, and your immeasurable energy and time devoted towards this work to reach at that level. It's not an easy, because it's the ultimate goal of life. It's not an easy course. Of course, there will be a lot of problems, your social problems, your personal problems will be there, but you gotta deal with all those things along side by side. You gotta increase your focus on increasing the divinity, increasing the spiritual power. So you gotta balance that, okay, and reach at the top level. So my point is that just when you are coming into the people's influence, make sure that don't look at people's face, or else you will just attracting their negative energies into you. And there is a possibility that your stability might little bit a little bit calm down. Your spiritual energy might calm down, and there's possibilities that they will be successful to bring you down to their level. So it's up to you how you deal it, how intelligently you deal it, how maturely you deal with those people. So yeah, my point is this: just avoid as much as you can the public people. When I say public people, I mean the low spiritual energy people, low conscious people, low aware people, a person who has degraded themselves and infected, their life has been infected with various problems, their mental illnesses, their emotional damages. Avoid these people as much as possible, because our life is very short and you get to achieve a lot of things in your life. So better to avoid such negative forces, better to avoid the negative people around you as much as possible. Of course, it's not possible being in the society. It's not when you are dealing with the when you are going to outside to job or college or inside the people. It's not directly possible, but still, you gotta try your best to avoid such negative energies and deal with it with maturely, with intelligently, and most important, you gotta understand their problem as well, because they are our kids. They are like our kids. When an enlightened person is reach at that point of spiritual energy, that person becomes the that person goes to the God's level. Okay, their conscious level just meets up to the God's vibration. So at that point, your senses should be such that when you look at the outside world, you should be a mother. You should act like a mother. You are acting like a mother, because you understand everyone's problems, plants, animals. You detect everyone's problems and their happiness, everything, all the energies, whoever comes in front of you, you will be able to judge, you will be understand their problems just by looking at it. So much powerful you'll become at that level, and you will have the ability to just recognize the people's emotions, people's problems, people's difficulties, and their what exactly has happened in their life. Just everything you will be reading just by looking at a face. At that's the power of spirituality, because you have reached to the God's level. You have reached at the highest level in your life. So what I mean is that just protect those energy from the when you are dealing with the outside people. Okay, that's what I meant. So that's all. That was the today's topic. Okay, so that's it. So consider this point when you are dealing outside in the public. See you.